$1,100 drop in a single day. Worst day since the pandemic of March 2020 as stocks continue to decline as we're walking into a cold summer. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be talking about stocks dropping the 1,100 points, what's going on in the market, and how long is this at the bottom? Can we find the bottom? That's one of the hardest questions to ask in a bear market. But ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and make sure.
Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, hit that like, comment, and share button.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the children of all ages, you are now tuned into the Investor Show. As always, this is your gracious host, the Prince of Investing, Prince Dykes, coming to you guys and girls live all the way from the beautiful city and state of Boston, Massachusetts. That's right, I'm in Boston, Massachusetts. If you are catching this live anywhere around the world, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know where you're checking in from. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a lot of time, and I definitely know you guys and girls don't have a lot of time, so we're going to jump straight into it. So right here today, ladies and gentlemen, the hot topic is 1,100 points, and we see this 1,100 points. Where did it come from? The market has been on a free fall, seems like, since the beginning of this year. The Dow Jones down 1,164 points to be exact, dropping 3 points. S&P 500 dropped 165 points at 4%, and the NASDAQ dropping at 4.73%. And the volatility index, the VIX, is up 18%. So that volatility index, that's the VIX, the volatility in the market has been crazy. The volatility, if you're not aware, is when the market is moving up and down as investors are, panicking and selling and buying or whatever, mostly selling. Now I'm going to give you guys a nugget. Y'all get ready for this nugget. I'm going to wait to the 2-minute mark to give you guys a nugget that I'm going to give you that we're going to talk about with investors who is, Let me see what y'all saying in live before I give y'all that. L&M Chris. What's going on, L&M Chris? He says, finally catching a live. Man, appreciate it, man. Finally catching live. I'm probably a little early because I'm in Boston, Massachusetts right now. It's 5 o'clock. So it is 3 o'clock back in Denver, Colorado. And I probably won't be live in Denver, Colorado. But yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for tuning in and supporting and catching live. That's my guy, Al. What's going on, Al? He said the Prince of Investments. What's going on? What's going on? So right here, ladies and gentlemen, let me give y'all this nugget. Number one second, we got Yvonne here. Says, hey, Prince. Hey, how you doing, Yvonne? I don't know where you're checking in from, but glad you're here. Gennaro TV says, Big Prince, what's the deal? What's up, Gennaro TV? That's my guy. I wish I'd have had my sound effects board, but I don't. But I'm glad to see you in today. And we got Yvonne here said, I'm glad to be here. Glad you're here as well. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the nugget. Anytime you see, I learned this by reading quarterly reports. Anytime you see massive sell-offs like we're seeing as of late so far this year, this is, hold on one second here. Yvonne says she's from Minneapolis. Okay, I've never been to Minneapolis. So Minneapolis in the building. Detroit is in the building. Ellen and Chris, I don't know where you're from. But yeah, comment, tell me where you're from. Minnesota and Detroit and Denver. Al's out in Denver, so cool. So anytime you see massive sell-offs, what I learned is this is the time where brokers make money. Brokers like your Goldman Sachs, your JP Morgan, your one second, I mean to cut me off again. Ellen Chris said he's from Cleveland. So we got Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit is in the building, Denver's in the building. So yeah, glad to have y'all on for checking in live. And everybody else that is live, you could drop a comment, tell me where you're from. So right here, when you have in these situations, this is the time where brokers make money. So when you see these massive sell-offs or trading volatilities go up, I learned this by reading the quarterly reports of Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, these big broker houses. This is when they make a lot of money because brokers start to sell off. And not brokers, but investors start to sell off. Hopefully y'all don't hear that noise in the back there. That's a little, I'm in my hotel room in Boston and I got my window cracked. But I had to come in and talk about this. So brokers make money during this time. This is a good time for them because this is when a lot of retail investors, people are selling off. And whether you know it or not, this is how people make money. Brokers make when you buy and sell volume going through broker houses. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing all the major indexes are down. S&P 500, Nasdaq, and the S&P 500, Nasdaq, and what's the other one? The Dow Jones are all down. Now, here's the trick. The other trick is people are wondering, when will this stop? Here's a little research point for you guys and girls. In the last 46 years, in an election year, this is when we have in an election year, this is when we turn into a bull market. So we got midterm elections that's coming up in September, October. Uncle James came onto the site, and what did he say? He said, "Hey y'all, I'm going to buy a bunch of oil. I'm gonna ride my e-bike. I'm gonna shut down my broker account. I'll be back in September." Why did he say he'll be back in September? Midterm elections. This is when a lot of investors are expecting going into this election season. This is when we're going to probably stop the bleeding. So it looks like we're already welcoming in summer. The first day of summer, I think, is next week, Memorial Day, and here we are going into the summer. This usually when stocks do well in the summertime, we're having these massive, massive sell-offs. So why are we having these massive sell-offs? We got a couple things going on. We got inflation at 8.3%. We're in a rising interest rate society. We got mortgage rates going up. We we got the conflict in Russia and Russia and Ukraine. And the only thing that has been making money, I'm going to tell you guys what I'm doing right now. Of course, my portfolios are down. I leave the portfolios that the positions that are down, I just leave them there. But the positions that I'm adding on to right now is oil. That's the only thing that's really making money. Because you know me, I've been doing some flying around, and I noticed that airline tickets have gone up. Airline tickets are going up for the reflection of oil. So I think that oil, as are in a conflict with the number one producer of oil or number three producer of oil, which is Russia, oil supplies will become tighter. We're out of the pandemic, and in the summertime, that's when everybody travels. So there we go. Let me see what LM Chris is saying. L and M Chris says, I remember a couple of years ago, we were bleeding, and you called 1800 as the bottom of the Dow. Now look what we have. Look what we have been through, and where we are now. Crazy. Yes. So wow, LM, you've been following me for a good while. You say a couple of years ago, 1800. But now this is the hard part in the bear market, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes down to picking a bottom, when you see that knife falling, you don't know what a floor is. You know, like you said, I was looking at, man, but don't worry about it. In the long term, you're going to win. If you can stay invested or become more invested, you will win in the long term. Next year, this time next year, you're going to be looking like a genius. The number one spots that are on sale right now is technology, because the NASDAQ is the one that's got obliterated. Growth stocks have just been obliterated. You're looking at your Netflix, all the fame, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google, they're all down massively. These are going to be the bigger rebounders in about a year or two, right? But be careful on trying to chase yesterday's winners. Don't look at, I would look into doubling down on Apple, because I think that whole sector has been obliterated. And I think that Apple will be fine, $1 trillion company. People will be buying iPhones into the foreseeable future. But things like Netflix is having a lot of issues right now because of competition. They're not the only game in town. Everybody is streaming. Heck, I am streaming right now. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to tell you this. For the short term, I'm looking at just riding this little oil and gas, because you got to think about it. The best performing sector right now is energy. Energy, I think, is up around about 40 to 50% so far this year. And the index that's down the most is consumer discretionary. Your retail is getting battered. You're seeing energy continue to go up. That's what inflation is hitting the most. So if you are a long-term investor, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. If you are a short-term investor, if your stuff is down, don't even log on and look at it. I'm just scaling the oil. I'm not long on oil, but oil and gas is the little space to be right now, and I look for a turnaround at the end of the year towards September. Now, if you're going to be added on, I think we got a little bit further to drop. You know, this is hard. I mean, I really can't pick a bottom. I can't time the market. I know everybody's kind of looking at maybe around when midterm elections, with people are going to try to incite people to get out and elect. Republicans are going to take over the House. Hands down, I believe the Republicans are definitely going to take over the House. And usually, when Republicans are in, big businesses become happy, and we see turnarounds in the market. So, if I had to be a guessing man, I would say towards that midterm election, well, hopefully we'll start to see something turn around about August, September timeframe. But picking the bottom, I cannot pick the bottom. I know a lot of you guys out there who are dollar cost averaging. Y'all have been dollar cost averaging all the way down, 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 down. But that's kind of like the only way to do it. If you got cash, slowly allocate it into different investments, different investments or whatever. I would do a mix between tech and riding a wave of gas and things like that. But I wouldn't dump everything in thinking like, oh, the market's going to be back tomorrow. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's my take. I got to get running out of here. I'm going to go see this beautiful city of Boston up here. My cousin came up here to see me. She always comes out and support me. So, shout out to my cousin, Jennifer Rowan. She always get on my nerves, but support me at the same time. So, definitely appreciate her. But anyway, I'm going to go hit these streets. But before I hit these streets, I had to sit down and talk to you guys and girls about this 1,100 point drop. Great opportunity. Keep investing, y'all. But we don't know what that bottom is. If you haven't done so already, make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, comment, and share button. Hit that notification so you can catch all the live. Drop some comments. Let me know what you guys and girls think about this 1,100 point drop. Where you going to be putting your money? All right. Well, until the next video podcast, cartoon, or whatever else crazy you see me do around the globe, my name is Prince Dykes. Peace. Be safe. I'm out. Thank you.